Hi guys. Okay. Now the camera angle is a bit funny because I just want to get quite close to my sewing machine just to show you a little something. This is a video for Mary. She left a comment on one of my videos where I had some sewn tags that she has trouble sewing really close to the edge. And I just wanted to show you a little, it's not a trick, but it's something that I do that it kind of looks like I've sewn really close to the edge, but it's not. I'm actually going over the edge. Now, the camera angle is really funny, but these are some little mushroom tags I'm making. And you'll see this one I've sewn. It looks like it's really close to the edge, but I'm actually going over the edge. So if you run your finger along the edge of the tag, you can feel the stitches because it's gone over the side. So I thought I would quickly pop, I know this is weird to show, but I thought I would quickly pop the camera on and just show you what I mean, because it's easier than explaining. So now the angle is really weird and I've got you propped up on a tissue box, a book, and a sticky tape holder. I really need to invest in some proper equipment. I've been saying that for like over 2 years since I started YouTube, but I never do. Whoops. Okay, so I'll try not to bang you about too much. Now, I had started sewing this one and I was partway through when I thought, oh, stop, and I'll quickly show you, Mary, what I do, because it is very hard to sew right up to the edge. But the reason that I mean, unless you're a seasoned sewer, which I've been sewing for years, but I'm by no way would I ever call myself a seamstress. All I do is sew paper and plastic bags and junk together. So anyway, this is the way I sew my tags. Usually because I like to use food packaging cardboard, and you know, I'm a bit too lazy. You would have seen in previous tag videos, sometimes I pull that shiny layer of the food packaging cardboard up. I'll show you what I mean after I finish sewing this one. But I'm too lazy to, you know, gesso or sand the shiny layer off. So when you stick papers down, they don't always stick very well. So usually what I do is I leave that shiny layer there. I stick right on top of it, but then I stitch the edges and I go over the edge, and that way it won't peel and lift up. So when you're sewing it, all I do, I'm using a very small zigzag stitch, and my machine is on a small zigzag stitch, and the stitch length is just under 2. I know your machine may be different, but a lot of them, they're quite similar. But anyway, very small zigzag stitch. And all I do, the very center of the presser foot is where I line up the edge of my tag or journal card, whatever you're sewing. So, oh gosh, I feel like I've got these little T-Rex arms is reaching out over and around my camera. But anyway, oh gosh, and I hope you don't hear me heavy breathing or anything. The camera is right in front of my face. Okay, so just line it up right in the middle. And so when you sew, I hope you can see this. Maybe I'll go a bit closer. Hold on. Zoom. My needle is actually going to go beside the journal card. Oh gosh, now I can see how dirty my hands are. Sorry. That yellow is the ink from the tags. So see, my needle is actually beside my tag. So at the moment, the needle is down, but it's not actually through the cardboard. I know it's a bit hard to see, but I can't get any closer. So I'm going over the edge of the cardboard. And then when I return, now I've gone through the cardboard. This is the worst camera angle in the history of YouTube, isn't it? And you can see all my junk behind. But anyway, I think you get the message. So let me just hand walk the needle a little. So now it's gone over the edge again. Now it's through the cardboard. And I've found that if I keep it on this small stitch with the presser foot right in the centre, it'll always do one in, one over. But I mean, if it gets out of whack, you can just lift your presser foot and see the tag's not attached. Just line it up against the needle. Sorry, I know that's probably really loud. Whoops. Okay, this one I've gone a little too far, so I'll just realign it. Okay, so where's my little scissors? So I've lost them. This does have a stitch cutter at the back, but I can never find it. For the life of me, I just cannot find it. Oops, what have I done here? I've got my thread caught. Okay, so you can see, you can almost see the little bumpity bumps along the top. Excuse my dirty hands, look at them. Anyway, and that way you don't have to worry about getting really close to the edge, Mary. Just go over it. And I find those hold it down really well. And I love the feel of it. It gives like the edge of the tags like a bit of texture. So let me just do another one. So I just line it up right at the edge. And going over the edge, you'll never have a little bit of paper lift on your tags. Whereas even if you sew right to the edge, sometimes, you know, you can still lift the paper where the stitch hasn't gone all the way to the edge. So these, I'm just sewing my little bits of fabric down onto the tag at the same time. See, the lazy way of crafting. I should do a series. 10 tips for lazy crafting. Now, you'll find that it's pretty easy to, you know, get it straight when you do it this way, a little over the edge. I'm really blind, like, because I've just had eye surgery, so I can, you know, barely see this line where the cardboard is, where the cardboard meets the sewing machine. I cannot see that very clearly. But I just know when I line my tag up against the needle that it's going to be straight. So I'm kind of sewing blind. My little machine, he needs a clean out, I think. I've been sewing too many papers and I haven't cleaned him in a couple of days. Okay, so I'm going to move you over. Oops. Okay. Now I'm just going, sorry. Close your eyes, don't get seasick. I'm just going to pop you on my holder. Whoops. This is the worst camera recording ever. Okay, so what I mean is I use food packaging cardboard. It's really shiny. A lot of the times I'll peel this top shiny layer off if I want to glue things down without sewing the tags. If I'm going to sew the edges, I leave that on. I don't gesso it. I don't sand it because I'm going to stitch it. So if I'm going to stitch it, I leave that shiny layer. I don't care, because when you stitch it, you've gone over the edges. There's no way your papers are going to line up. And because I seal my tags as well, these are collaged. So the little joins in the middle that aren't sewn, they're glued overlapped anyway and then sealed. So they're not going to lift up either. Anyway, Mary, I hope that helps you. Don't stress about sewing next to the edge. Just go over it. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.